I'm going to introduce Mike Vossen here as well. I'm just going to stop sharing for 1 second and Mike is going to take over.
Yeah, excuse me. Thank you, Craig. And thanks everyone for, looks like my screen sharing has been disabled, Craig. That's all right. You can advance the slides for me if that's fine. Thanks everyone for jumping on and certainly for the time. I know this is an expensive meeting as we'd call it, but my name is Mike and I work with Vendasa and all of our partners as, you know, the title changes, but basically I'm all things online ads. So when it comes to kind of the work that we do with our partners, it's just about making sure that we understand the fit and kind of the function of a display or any kind of digital ad campaign. And it's always about trying to make sure we have the right tools to accomplish the right objectives. And it's becoming, I would say, easier in some cases and sometimes becomes a little tougher. Certainly Corona has had threw a little bit of a wrench in plans, but I'm here to say that there's some really nice insights that we've learned from it and we'll be able to apply to your campaigns. So Craig, would you mind advancing? What we're going to be discussing today, everyone, is a proprietary product called local ads. So specifically, you might have heard of something similar to this whenever you've heard of someone talk about geofencing or digital display with you know, a very defined area. Now I'm going to make a slight difference between what we would consider geofencing or fencing a particular area with ads, serving ads into that area and then collecting all those audiences. What we're talking about today is a much more advanced form of that. So leaps and bounds, kind of like, you know, the initial space shuttle. Now we're talking about the International Space Station here. What basically this tool does is it allows us to drive physical traffic, attributable traffic, into a business's location. Now, that might not seem too interesting to some people, but attribution and being able to prove that what we're doing is driving value has always been, I would say, a sticking point for a lot of advertisers. How do you prove that something has worked? You know, how can I be guaranteed, or how do I know with any certainty that what I'm doing for my local business is actually driving revenue? So what we look to do a lot of the times is, like George had alluded to at the beginning of the presentation, maybe e-commerce sales. Maybe we look at, you know, our circulation numbers or how many, you know, spots are going out, what our, you know, our local population maybe listens to, what our viewership numbers are. The beauty of online advertising and what I'm really passionate about is the ability to not only serve an ad to a specific user, anytime, any day, any place, within a couple feet of anywhere on the planet, but it's the ability to learn and become smarter from what works and what hasn't worked. And online advertising allows us to do that. Learning, you know, are you more susceptible to an ad between 4 and 6 p.m. on a Wednesday on your mobile device if it's a blue background versus a red? Being able to crunch into that empirical data and be able to glean insights to make yourself and your local businesses that much more effective, not only online, of course, very important, but more importantly, in every other aspect of their marketing mix. Now, to cut to the chase here, local ads and what we'll be discussing today, actually back up 1 sec, sorry, Craig, I'm getting a little verbose here. Local ads basically is looking at leveraging your physical location, any device data, anything we can pull off you, your MasterCard history, your Amex purchases, say your census data, cookie data from every device that you use. Historically, trying to do an omni-channel marketing campaign across multiple screens has always been difficult. Privacy laws, all these other component pieces. Yeah, deny that, definitely don't want that. What we're looking to do here is layer where are you going? What devices are you using? What kind of purchases are you making? What decisions and what steps do you take that leads you to that ultimate purchase? And then of course, trying to also at the same time, plug up holes in say our website remarketing. So where are you losing leads? Where's your bottleneck occurring? Is it on product A, product B? Is it on a certain day or with a certain audience? These are the kind of insights that are crucial to not only yourselves, but you know, these local businesses in being able to make sure that every marketing dollar they're putting down is driving attributable revenue for their business. And you're able to then take those insights moving forward. And what we're doing is a combination of all of these mediums to try to generate some of those insights and leads for you. One more slide, Craig. So with local ads, we have 3 main objectives. you know, of course, impressions, clicks, circulation, all that's great. But at the end of the day, marketers care about that. Business owners don't. You know, the average business owner wants more leads in the form of phone calls. They want more patients in the form of visits, say, to their clinic, or maybe they want some combination of that. For us, it's about first identifying what is the objective. What will you hold me accountable to at the end of the month? Because whatever that is, I want to make sure that these campaigns and every effort in generating these leads is centered around that one objective. Because it's not us who gets to decide, you know, if a campaign's successful, it's whoever's footing the bill. So we have to make sure that we have all those pieces in place. So now what we're doing with this is tracking inbound phone calls. Of course, for medical, all HIPAA compliant, so all legally above ground. Tracking things like how many visits and how many impressions. How many times do I need to hit you with an ad to have you actually come into my store and make a purchase? And if that's online, it's even easier to dissect. We can get down to the cent. How many cents does it cost, or dollars in a lot of cases, does it cost for me to generate one sale for my business? But of course, in the real world, if I'm not sitting there watching the till go every day, it's going to be tough for us to be able to figure that out. So we layer a lot of this technology in to try to be able to get some of those insights and provide not only the leads that a lot of our clients are looking for, but those insights so that they can take that and make every other piece of their marketing mix that much more effective. One more slide, please.